11 at 11. Non-stop news and weather on 9 on your side.
Right now at 11, get ready for more wet weather. Heavy rain moving through the tri-state overnight.
Chief Meteorologist Steve Raleigh is keeping a very close eye on the radar and has the very latest details.
Yeah, while we don't have a lot right now, guys, and we haven't seen a lot in the last few hours, we're about to get, as I like to say, a crush of rain. So much so that the Weather Service has issued a flash flood watch. Let's get you up to date as to where we stand right now on this 9 first warning weather alert day. 65 degrees, and you'll notice the radar scan fairly dry across the area. There's one shower up to the northwest of us, but that's it. That's going to change, though, overnight. And as a result, starting at 3 o'clock and lasting through the day tomorrow, a good portion of the tri-state under a flash flood watch, as I say. Now, as we take a look at things, we have got rain that we like to say is downstream. Here it is, just outside of Evansville. There's a lot of very heavy rain, in fact, about 1 miles away. That will place it at about 2 or 3 in the morning as it starts to rain. And it's going to continue to rain as you get out the door first thing in the morning. Could be some visibility issues as well. We're going to be very close flirting to some foggy, kind of rainy conditions as you get out the door. Temperatures will be in the 60s. It's going to be kind of an ugly morning around here. It does pick up through the day, but more rain for the weekend that I'll show you coming up.
All right, look forward to it. Now is a great time to download the Storm Shield app to your smartphone. It sends weather alerts based on your exact location, and it's free.
Now at 11, we hear it time and time again. Make sure your kids know how to be safe on social media.
And new tonight, police say this northern Kentucky man tried to use social media to arrange a sexual encounter with a minor. Apparently, it's a bigger problem than we originally thought. 9 on your side's Kristen Swilley joins us now with a new police warning. Kristen?
Yeah, good evening, guys. Commonwealth's attorney Rob Sanders says the only thing standing between police and more of these potential predators is time and manpower. Now he's urging parents to talk to their children about what they do online. This independent subdivision is the type where not much happens.
I would have never expected it.
So news a potential predator lived nearby comes as a wake-up call.
Living in such a small neighborhood and close-knit community, it's really surprising and makes me feel uncomfortable.
Kenton County Police say 22-year-old Taylor Ensweiler tried to meet with someone who he believed was underage, an arrangement made via social media. The charge is a Class D felony, punishable by up to 5 years in prison. We went to an address listed for Ensweiler. The woman who answered the door didn't want to comment.
Anytime that we catch somebody that's using an electronic device to contact a child, we're always concerned that this isn't the first time that they've done it.
Commonwealth's attorney Rob Sanders says in cases like these, the suspects come to police.
They don't go looking for anybody. They don't reach out for anybody. They wait for the person to start talking to them. Detectives make it quite clear how old they are pretending to be, and so for anybody on the internet knows that the person that is online is in fact a child.
Now he's urging parents to talk to their children about staying safe online.
There should never be anything in a child's profile that makes it very easy to identify that child, makes it easy to locate that child.
And police are sharing Ensweiler's picture in the hopes other victims come forward. Now, Kenton County Police do offer internet safety courses for children and adults. Contact them for more information. Reporting live, Kristen Swilley, 9 on your side.
Kristen, thank you. Now at 11, police released body camera video from the moment that officers arrived to the scene of a quadruple homicide in Westchester Township.
Saying someone's banging the doors.
Okay. All right. Stay back here for me, okay?
Well, the video shows an officer who responded to the apartments there on Windtree Drive. He encountered a man eventually with his hands up in the air. Police say that is the man who called 911. He was handcuffed as part of the response protocol, but police say he was not arrested. The body cam video ends before police entered the apartment.
Police found 4 family members dead inside the apartment. Investigators do not believe the murders were random or hate crimes. Police have not named a suspect.
And all new tonight, we're hearing from an expert about what kind of person could do something like this.
There is a high, there is an adrenaline rush. There is an extremely intoxicating feeling of power.
9 on your side's Jake Riles spoke one-on-one with a criminal psychologist to take us inside the mind of a killer. Jake?
Well, Westchester police have yet to make any arrests in this quadruple homicide investigation. What we do know is days after the incident and the investigation, many are still wondering who could have done something like this.
It's Sunday night. Police and fire respond to this Westchester apartment complex.
Male crying, so his whole family is on the ground bleeding.
A horrifying scene for first responders.
So that rattles our sense of safety.
How could someone kill a family? We spoke with Dr. Stuart Bassman, a psychologist for more than 30 years.
As long as there is some connection between the transgressor and the victim, they can't kill them.
He says whoever killed the 4 people would have to disassociate themselves from the victims.
They have to see the person as an object, as somebody that needs to be deleted.
Dr. Bassman says most victims of violence know the suspect, and it's possible the suspect didn't intend to kill 4 people.
That there are no witnesses. Make sure that there is no connection so that they can be found. So in their mind, the cleanest way of doing this is by wiping the slate clean. But what's most tragic about this, we're talking about families, we're talking about people.
He says the killer would have to be inhumane, experiencing a rush during the act, only to be met with regret.
The person has to come down to that and come down to the reality of what's happened. Then the fear sets in. Then the terror sets in.
Now, Westchester police have said that they do not believe there is any immediate threat to any of the surrounding communities. They say that this appears to not be random. We'll keep you updated on the search for a suspect on WCPO.com. For now, reporting live in Westchester, Jake Ryle, 9 on your side.
All right, Jake, thanks so much. New at 11, a Lebanon high school student is under arrest, accused of bringing a knife to school. Students reported that incident to staff members. No one was hurt, but the superintendent is crediting the student's quick actions with keeping everyone safe and says that student will face disciplinary action.
Now at 11, new reaction to a study conducted by FC Cincinnati that determined sounds from the games will not impact performances over at Music Hall. The findings contradict an earlier study that said soccer crowd noise would disturb performances. According to researchers hired by FC Cincinnati, there is a low probability that peak stadium noise will even be heard during quiet pauses at Music Hall. Now, several arts groups responded tonight saying the new report minimizes the noise impact of the new stadium. They're pushing for solutions at Music Hall and add they don't want to wait until a stadium is built to reevaluate this issue.
New at 11, the man behind the big, furry, lovable sidekick Chewbacca in the Star Wars films has died. Peter Mayhew is being remembered by his fellow actors tonight as a big man with an even bigger heart. And Chewie's loyalty to Han Solo made him, of course, one of the best-loved wingmen in film history. Mayhew was discovered by a producer while working as a hospital attendant in London. In 2010, he reflected upon the enduring popularity of the Star Wars movies.
It seems like a fair amount of time's passed, but not 30 years. And thank goodness, hopefully, a lot of people will enjoy tonight, and a lot of people will benefit from it.
Peter Mayhew was 74 years old.
Developing at 11, what will Congress do next after Attorney General William Barr was a no-show for his hearing today? Take a look. It seemed like every single seat at the House Judiciary Committee meeting was taken except the one set aside for William Barr. Democratic Committee Chairman Jerry Nadler said Congress will defend its right to hear from Barr. Barr says that he didn't like Democrats' plan to have a counsel question him along with lawmakers. Also today, House Speaker Nancy Pelosi accused Barr of committing a crime by lying to Congress. Barr told Congress last month that he didn't know that Robert Mueller's team didn't like his summary of its report. But in late March, Mueller sent Barr a letter with his complaints. The Justice Department is calling Pelosi's comments, quote, reckless, irresponsible, and false. Now, talks are underway for Mueller to testify before Congress.
Tonight, 9 on Your Side wraps up a 3-part series called Tiny Life Lost. It's a look at the high infant mortality rate here in Hamilton County. There's a large gap along racial lines in babies who are not living to see their first birthday. The number of African-American infant deaths vastly outnumber white infant deaths in our area. Experts say there is no correlation between socioeconomic or biological measures, but there is a growing belief that implicit bias may be playing a role. Cradle Cincinnati has hired a consultant to spend a year focusing on the issue.
We are going through, as a first step, a series of implicit bias trainings with hundreds of prenatal care providers.
Major groups like UC Health, Tri-Health, and the Cincinnati Health Department will work with the consultant on identifying implicit bias and change attitudes. The groups will also examine their diversity hiring and leadership roles.
Coming up, a deadly attack to talk about. A Kentucky 2-year-old killed by a dog. The investigation unfolding tonight.
A controversial prom proposal, a sign from an Ohio student, lands him in trouble. The reason the district is calling the gesture racist and inappropriate. Plus,
you see the reaction there, seeing color for the very first time, the life-changing experience for a local college student thanks to her classmates.
9 on Your Side at 11 is back after the break.